Hi friends, welcome back to Cooking with Katie. I hope everybody's staying warm in this snowstorm. Luckily in South Carolina we haven't gotten it too bad, but cold weather always makes me want soup. So tonight we're going to make a beef and vegetable taco soup. Start with 6 to 8 cups of water depending on the size of your pot. And we're going to take 1 beef bouillon and put it in there and then put it on the stove to start to boil. Once your water started to boil, reduce it to a low simmer and just leave it. Be sure to break up the bouillon so you don't get like concentrated salty spots, and make sure it's nice and stirred in. Then we're going to take a skillet, and I'm going to use 1.5 pounds. You can do 1 to 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. And we're just going to crumble it and brown it. And be sure afterwards to drain off all the grease. While you're waiting on the meat to brown, take 2 medium-sized carrots and peel them. We're going to dice up a whole red bell pepper, 2 Roma tomatoes, and then again, depending on the size of your pot, 2 to 3 small potatoes. These really help kind of as a filler. They aren't necessarily needed, but they are really good in the soup. And also dice up half of a red onion. We will be sauteing the vegetables as well, so keep the tomatoes separate so that they don't break down too much when we're sauteing them. Once your meat is finished browning and you've drained off all the grease, go ahead and put it in your boiling water and then add a little bit of olive oil because we will be using the same pan to saute the vegetables. Once the vegetables are nice and tender, add 2.5 tablespoons of minced garlic just until it's fragrant. While your vegetables are cooking, open and drain a can of green beans, corn, and black beans because we will be adding these to the water as well. We're doing all of our seasoning in the pot, not on anything, because the bouillon is already salty, so you don't want to overpower it with more salt. So we'll be taste testing a lot of these things. But go ahead and add these to your water. If all the rest of your vegetables are done cooking, but your potatoes are still a little bit hard, that's okay, because they'll continue to cook while they're in the boiling water. So go ahead, when everything is all nice and tender, add everything to the water. And once you've added the rest of your vegetables, now is the time to put in the tomatoes. So this recipe really is a taste as you go. So we're going to start out small, and then if it needs more seasoning, add later. So to start, 1 tablespoon of garlic and onion powder, and then half a tablespoon of cumin, paprika, chili powder, and cayenne pepper. You can also add pepper to taste, but hold off on the salt. We want to let the flavors mingle a little bit before we add the salt, just so we don't overpower it. Once you've added all your seasonings, we're going to up the temperature on the soup and get it back to a boil. Once you've got it back to a boil, reduce it again to a nice medium simmer, and we're going to put the top on and let it go for about 25 to 30 minutes. Once your soup is finished simmering for 25 to 30 minutes, go ahead and taste test it. I'm going to add more pepper and I think more cumin to mine, and just a tiny little bit of salt. If you were going to adjust your seasonings, I would do it a teaspoon at a time and just keep taste testing it until it's perfect. All right, the soup is done. Look at that. This soup is really good actually the next day after everything's been sitting overnight. Let's give it a taste. So good. This is gonna warm us up in this storm. So if you like this recipe, please like, share, follow, YouTube, subscribe, so we can make more recipes together. Have a great night and stay warm.